Welcome to another EOData Hub video. This time we'll explore how accounts and workspaces are organized within EODH, how commercial data is accessed, and what you need to know before purchasing imagery. By the end of this walkthrough, hopefully you'll understand the relationship between your account, billing, workspaces, and commercial data ordering. Before we log in, it's useful to understand the different account types within EODH. Depending on your organization and how you use the platform, you may have access to personal accounts, organizational workspaces, and billing accounts, and each serves a different purpose, from accessing data to managing purchases and collaborating with colleagues. So in order to find out a bit more about that, we'll just go to the documentation, getting started, and then you can see information about access levels. And you can see that we have open access as well as user accounts plus billing accounts. And if you take some time to look through the pages in this section, you'll see how you can sign up and how you can get a billing account. So there's all sorts of information there, as well as information about the different types of workspaces as well. So I heartily recommend you take some time to look through documentation. So if we return to the hub itself, and I'm going to sign in using this option up here on the top right hand side. When we press sign in, we get to a page that asks us for our credentials. So the hub itself uses single sign-on, and it uses an account that you already have. So that could be a GitHub account, it could be a Google account, or maybe the Microsoft account you use for work. When you first sign in, you'll be asked for some details, and you'll also be asked by that account for verification of the fact that you're trying to log into the EODH. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with GitHub, and you can see that after a while it drops you in here. So what we want to do is have a look at our workspaces. So if I go here to workspace, you can see that I've arrived at my main workspace. So my main workspace is called gap tests. If I wanted to add another workspace, I could just press that, create a name, but I'm not going to do that right now. Similarly, I'm the only person in my workspace. If I wanted to add another member, I could, and then they would see all the same data sets and code and various things that I see. When I click on this drop down here, you can see that I'm a member of various other workspaces, and we'll come back to some of these later on in the video. The other thing that I want to just highlight right now is the linked accounts. So this is how you get your EODH account to talk to a commercial data provider's account. So you would need, or your organization would need, an Airbus or a Planet or an Open Cosmos account. And through that, you'd be given an API key in order to connect the two. You bring your API key, copy it, paste it into the relevant box here, and that will then link your EODH account, so what we're looking at now, back to the commercial data provider's account. You can see that I have done this for Airbus, but I have not yet done this for Planet and Open Cosmos. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is go to Catalog and then My Data. And this has dropped us into the Samples Airbus Optical workspace. And you can see that in there, so I'm part of this workspace, in there there's a whole host of data that I have access to. Similarly, if I was to look at the samples for SAR, there's also data there, and say for Planet, there's also some information, some data sets in there as well. If I was to go to my workspace, currently I have not purchased anything, so there's nothing in here for purchase data sets. So this is where you would go. You would ask to be added to various different workspaces, and then you would come to this location, My Data, and change to the relevant workspace in order to find purchase data that you need access to. So I'm going to set this to Samples Airbus Optical and leave it there for the time being. And then what I'm going to just quickly do, because we're going to be looking to purchase some data or go through the process of purchasing some data, let's take us back to the documentation. And if we go to Analyze Commercial Data, you can see that there's some information here. Similarly, it'd be easier to use the search bar and go ordering commercial. You can see already it's come up ordering commercial data. We're going to go to that page, and you can see from the table of contents for this page there's a whole load of information. So the things I would say are most useful at this point is having an overview of what the process is, but also really understanding what the different product bundles are from each of the different providers, as well as understanding what the licenses are as well. So just to double check everything, it would also make sense to check in with the relevant pages on the help pages and sites for the data providers themselves, but there's enough information here that you should be able to understand exactly what you can and can't do in terms of ordering commercial data. So if I return here to the main hub, and now what I'm going to do is go to the catalog and browse, and then look for some commercial data. And you can see that we've filtered it down to commercial data sets only. I'm going to have a look at Spot. It's a bit of information about Spot, what the temporal resolution is of the entire collection as well. Open that collection. I am going to say no to that at the moment. And then you can see here that we're back looking at Dew Valley Lake. Now it might be, if you followed through other videos, you already have some pinned Sentinel-2 ARD data. If so, that's fine. It'll look slightly different to this, but the process of what we're about to do will be exactly the same. So we are going to filter our Spot data. So first of all, we're going to draw AOI, and then we're going to filter it, drop down our cloud cover to 15%, go to 2025, no, April 1st, 2025, September 30th, and hit apply. And you'll see that we've got these two data sets, these two Spot images that come back from that search. So that's great, and we can do things such as pin them, and then you get an overview. So if I zoom out, they would see an overview, and you can tell whether or not there's any cloud over the area that you're interested in. Next thing to do, because we want to purchase some data, is click Purchase, and that takes you through to the purchasing website. So what you can do here is just double check that the data set that you're looking for is correct. So it's got the date range, it's got the data source and various other information that you might be interested in. Then what you can do is either purchase the full scene, or you can purchase a partial scene. So the partial scene would be the AOI that you've been working to. Then we would collect, so let's say relevant workspace, bundle, and I'll just go for basic, and the end user country is here, and the license I will say is going to be a standard license. And you can see that once I do that, it then goes away and pulls out a quote. So it's a very reasonable quote in this respect. If I wanted to place an order, I would then have to click these 4 buttons and place order. I'm not going to place an order for this specific video, but you can see what the process would be. Okay, so in this video, we've explored how the EODH manages user accounts, workspaces, and billing, and where purchase data should appear, how to discover commercial datasets, and the steps involved in preparing commercial imagery order. If you're interested in the EOData Hub or any of the topics we've discussed, then please reach out using the inquiries@eodatahub.org.uk email address, or you can find other information through any of the URLs that are on this page.